Hey guys, I'm Gear Happy, and today I'm going to show you how to create a Minecraft server on Java Edition, and we are going to use a VPS or a dedicated server. In this case, we are going to use a VPS because this is just going to be like showing the basics, and it is actually exactly the same on a dedicated server. Just keep in mind that dedicated servers are more expensive. But if you are okay with a VPS, which will be most of the cases, just use a VPS. So first of all, you will need a hosting. So there are quite a lot of hosting offers. But from my experience, I have been using two sites. One of them is ni-host.com. and the other one is Xmx, and they have really good prices for dedicated servers. So as you can see, I'm using this one, which is 64 euros per month plus I think 100 or 100 or something like this for installation. But just keep in mind that it is for really big servers like mine, or really demanding performance servers. So yeah, in most of the cases you won't need this, but in case you need to upgrade to a dedicated hosting, this is probably a good solution. Then if you need to use a VPS, you can also use Xmx Cloud, which is really inexpensive, as you can see here, and the CPU is good. I know some friends using this, and they are not having any performance issues. And here you can go with ni-host VPS. They are quite inexpensive too, and they have better CPU, but I think that you are okay with either of those. Just get the one that gives you better ping for your players. So if you are European, yeah, it depends on the region basically. This is they offer cloud on I think Iceland and Germany, and this one is from France. So yeah, that's the main difference. So I'm going to set up a really basic server here with one CPU. You saw the price. So you select the default project, which will be created by default. Then you add a server, you add the locations. Here are the locations. And here you have to select your operative system. So on a dedicated server, this is going to be actually quite similar, and I'm going to recommend to all of you to use Debian if you can, and if you can't use Debian, for example, in the dedicated server that I am using, they didn't offer Debian, so use CentOS. We are going to use Debian for this tutorial because I think that it is the best one right now. But if you can't, use CentOS. The commands are quite similar. They just vary slightly. So yeah, the only difference is this one. With CentOS you have to use Joom for installing app. So Joom update or something like that, and Joom install, I think. And for Debian it's apt-get instead of Joom. So yeah, okay, let's keep going. So use Debian. Here you can select your plan. We are going to use the basic one. I don't know if we need to create a volume. No, okay, this is not necessary. So if you want more volume, just grab some more, but this is just an example with 20 GB of SSD storage. You don't need any additional features here. You just mark any of those if you want. And then here you have to select your name. So let's name it Minecraft, for example. So you just click on create and buy, and then it will be created. I don't know if, yeah, it didn't ask me for any payments because I already have my credit card details added into my account, I think, so that's why they didn't ask me to add it. But anyway, so here we have our VPS. Now you have to install a software in your computer so you can connect to the VPS console. So you just bought something like a remote computer with Linux. So now we have to connect to that computer. For connecting to that computer, which is just basically a console with these resources, we need you can use two different softwares. You can use PuTTY, or you can use Terminus. I think it's Terminus. Just look for Terminus GitHub, probably. Yeah. There is plenty of other software, but this one is the standard, and this one is a more modern solution. So yeah, I am going to use Terminus on this tutorial because I like it better, and I think it is available on available on all platforms: Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. But if you are running on Windows, like most people, you just have to use PuTTY. It will work basically the same. This one has more features though, so we are going to use this one. You just go to the Terminus GitHub and grab the latest setup. This one in this case, you just install it by clicking on it like a normal program. So then you open it, and you will see this. So what we need to do is establish a new SSH connection, which is basically the protocol that Linux uses for connecting between consoles. So that's what we are going to use now. And you are going to need the IP for this. So you just copy the IP here. You can see the IP here, right here. Okay, so for connecting to the VPS, you need to do the following. You need to enter your username. So for default, the one that is created is root, which has all the permissions. Arroba, I don't know how to say this in English. In Spanish is arroba. Then the IP or domain. So we haven't bought a domain for the moment, so we are going to use the IP. And then it will request a password. So the password, you can find your password on your email once you buy the VPS. I don't know why I can't see my password here, by the way. Okay, here. So you can click here on rescue, reset root password, and here you have the password for root. As you can see here is the password. So you just copy this, okay, and paste it on the connection details here. So you connect the same way I showed you, and paste here the password with Ctrl-B, and enter, and now you are connected to that VPS that you just bought. On a dedicated server, it will be similar. You will probably have an email with the root password. Okay, so what we need to do here is install Java. For doing that, we have to update the packages. So you just do apt dash. Okay, so apt-get update. So this way you can get the latest packages updates. Okay, so you have to install Java with this command, and then paste it here. Just click enter. Then press on Y and enter for confirming, and then it will be installing Java. This is just a Java installation, nothing really fancy here. Yeah, you don't need the JDK thing. This is for developers only, so you just install Java. Once Java is installed, what you need to do is actually upload your Minecraft server files. So for creating a Minecraft server, you need either Spigot or Paper Spigot right now. So the main difference between these two is that the Spigot gets updated more usually than Paper Spigot. Paper Spigot is used Spigot with some enhancements. So yeah, we are going to use normal Spigot because it just gets updated faster and it is probably the most used one. So yeah, I can cover more people here. But for paper Spigot, it's actually the same installation process. So you need to download Spigot. The easiest way for doing this is just going to a mirror like this one, Spigot mirror, and you download the latest version or the one that you want to create. So for example, let's create a 1.14 one. So you just click on download and click here on the name and you can download it. And then for uploading the files, you need another program so you can connect to the VPS file system. So you are going to need Filecilla. Just click here on the site to download the client. You download the standard one, and then you just install it. Be careful because this installer has some adware on it, so you have to be sure which checkboxes are checked in order to install it, so you don't install any bloatware software. So once you have this installed, you have to click here on sites, add a new one, name it whatever you want, for example Minecraft. Here you have to copy the IP for connecting to it, so you just go to here, copy the IP and paste it here. You have to switch from FTP to SFTP, so we can use the Linux file system. Here you have to enter 22, which is the default port. Then we are going to use the root user, so you just click, you just write here root and enter the password that you just created. Make sure to save this or change it. I'm not going to change this, but you can look on for tutorials for changing it. And then you click here on always trust, and then click on accept. So you now are connected to the VPS. So you are not on the root folder here, so we are not going to use this folder here because this is actually quite unsecure. So you just go to the parent folder and go to home here and create a new folder which we call Minecraft, for example. And then you can upload the Spigot Java file here. So it is uploading the file here. As you can see, you just drag and drop here on the server quadrant here. So this is uploading. What we are going to do now is rename this, because this is actually quite a long name, and we are going to rename this to bin.jar because it is just a short name. We need something to keep this running 24/7 and it is never offline. So I will leave this file on the description, and I am going to show you how to edit it if in case you have some different performance issues. To just download this file, it will be on the description, and then drag and drop it on the same folder you have the Java file. So basically what you just did is upload the start file that will start running the Java file. So now you have to go to that folder, because remember we switch from the folder from the root folder to this folder. So you just go to the parent folder with cd and 2 dots. So you can go to the parent folder, then you go to cd home and cd and the Minecraft, and the folder that you created. In this case it was called Minecraft, so you go to Minecraft. Then you have to edit the file that I left on the description. So you write nano start.sh, which is the name of the file, and here you can see the editor. So we have 2 gigs of RAM in this one. Remember, this is a test server. Oops. Remember that this is a test server, and then you save this with Ctrl-O. You press enter and then Ctrl-X for exiting the editor. And now you just execute this with sh start.sh. Press enter, and this should start running. But since we got a really small hosting, we are going to change this to a gigabyte, because we don't have enough performance to do that. So okay, it should work now. Okay, so it is working. We get a message here that we are running an outdated version. Yeah, this usually happens with mirrors, so if you don't want this to happen, you have to download Spigot the legal way, which is quite slower. I always do that. I actually don't use Spigot. I use paper Spigot. I'm just using Spigot for this tutorial. But anyway, so here we are getting a message that is saying to us the following. So we can see here that we have to accept the EULA.txt file. So we need to change this. Just click on C/edit and change this to true. So what we are doing here is accepting Mojang terms and conditions for creating a server. So now it is working. It should be working. And then click on multiplayer, click on add server, paste the IP here, and then you can see the server. So we can see here the console, and here we can see the game. Okay, so since this is a really slow VPS, this is going to be extremely slow. So okay, never mind, it is still generating the word, so we have to wait for that. But okay, let's go to the important things. So here you click F5, you press F5 for refreshing this, and you can see that a lot of folders have been created. Here we have your Word data files folders. Here we have the plugins folder. So you can download plugins from Spigot or from Bucket here. So okay, not here, but the official Bucket. And here you have to go to resources. You can use either of those. The Spigot community is better. You have way more plugins here. So here you can download any plugins you want. For example, the most popular one is one of the most popular ones for survival servers is Essentials. So you just have to look for it. Here you download it. Then you have a zip file, and then you drag and drop the ones that you want to use. For example, the Essentials file, the chat file, the spawn file for /home, TP, etc. And then you drag and drop those into your files folder, into your plugins folder, sorry. Okay, so now you have here the plugins. So if you want to reload the server, so you can load the new plugins, you just type reload, and this will reload the server. Actually, if you stop the server here, you will see that with the script that you just downloaded, that I programmed, it is actually quite a simple script. It will restart the server automatically here. It just restarted automatically. So if we go here to the server, okay, so now you can see that it is done here. So now we can connect to the server, and here we are on the server. Okay, so basically if you want to just keep using this, because if you close this, actually imagine I close this, the server will shut down. So what you have to do is create a virtual screen here. Wait, okay, this VPS is so slow, it is not even stopping the server. So yeah, make sure you don't get the 1 GB. Take 4 GB and up, because 1 GB it's maybe too slow. So I'm going to restart this real quick. Hetner. So if you want to completely restart your VPS, which is not recommended, you shouldn't do this, never. Only if you have a problem like the one I'm having right now, that the server completely crashed. So then you have to go to, okay, just power it off and power it on again. Like, yeah, that fixes all the problems internationally. Turning on, remember you get the root password, which I forgot, so I'm going to regenerate another one. Just save this in a secure place, because you are going to need this all the time, and if you change it, it's going to be a mess. Just save this or change it. Look for some tutorials online about how to change your Linux password on Debian, and that's it. Okay, so here you have to create a virtual screen. I don't know if I have the command. No, I don't have the command, so we have to install the program. So it's app/get install screen, and then you just create a virtual screen with screen/s, S, so caps S, and then the name of the screen. So let's call it game. Then you go to the folder which was on home and Minecraft, and start the server with sh start sh, and then you just have to start it, and then you can detach from this screen with Ctrl-A, then pause and D, and that's it. This will keep the server running 24/7. Once it is online, we can connect. You can install a lot of plugins from here. I'm not going to show you how to set up all the plugins. So yeah, look for a separate tutorial on how to set up plugins. And then if you want to create ranks, install a rank or permissions plugin. I'm using this one, which is quite easy to use. And yeah, that will be it. Basically, if you want to create a website or get a domain, you should probably go to OV8, and then you can grab a domain from here and point it to that IP, which I'm not going to show you how to do that, but you can find plenty of tutorials for that online. And then you can also grab hosting from here, from OVH also, or from NeHost, for example, or even installing an HTTP server on your current VPS if it is powerful enough. Here you can see the plans, or just install a HTTP server here with HTTP server Debian, and you just look this up and install your HTTP server on your VPS, and then your website will be basically on the same IP as your Minecraft server. So now, as you can see, we can join. We can play perfectly. We have the plugins, as you can see. It gave me these tools. We have this guy which is attacking us. Bye bye. And yeah, that's basically everything you have to know. So thank you. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and you understood everything, and yeah, have fun. Bye.